10, 9, 8, 7, main engine start, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff to assemble the framework for the science laboratories of tomorrow.
Huge! The International Space Station is essentially an ecosystem. In any ecosystem, including Earth, you really have to think about the inputs and the outputs. You want to live in balance. In other words, you want to live green. Today, we're very lucky to be at NASA in Houston to talk about living green with a very special guest. We're here with astronaut Dr. Peggy Whitson. Lovely to meet you.
It's great to meet you too.
Now, I understand that you've spent a lot of time in space. In fact, more than any American. How much time in space have you spent?
377 days and some odd hours.
A little more than a year, very long time. So we're really curious about living in space, and about energy, and about food, and about breathing. So tell me about breathing.
Well, on board the International Space Station, we all obviously give off carbon dioxide,
Okay.
which in a confined environment can be very hazardous relatively quickly. So we have to have a carbon dioxide scrubbing system. On my first flight, we were growing the zeolite crystals that absorb the carbon dioxide.
Wow.
And hopefully that's something that could then be used in the future on Earth. And
Sounds so like magical, hippie growing crystals. Tell me about food. How does food and water work up here?
We've got actually water, just like the air, we've got multiple sources and ways to get it. We primarily don't want to use water that we ship up because that's an expensive way to get water up here. So one of the most common ways we get water is from the condensate that we either sweat off of our bodies or just from respiration.
Wow.
And so we dry out the air and actually collect the water from the air through our air conditioning systems. Then we separate out the water. It's pasteurized and cleaned up and run through purification systems. And then we put it into our food and either drink it as part of drinks and any of the rehydrated vegetables or...
How do you like the water? Give it to me straight.
Oh, the water's fine.
Yeah? Doesn't taste
no problem.
different?
No.
Strange?
Not at all.
Conceptually at the start that you're drinking sweat and...
No.
No.
No,
No problem.
No, it's not an issue.
And the food's a little...
Well, you know, after, I've been on 2 6-month missions, and, after a few months, it gets a little old.
What about growing food in space? Can you grow plants?
Yes, we've done several experiments to grow food in space. Obviously, that's important for long-duration missions. We had a special containment way to hold in the soil and the moisture at the bottom and the roots, because normally on Earth, the roots all go toward gravity.
Right.
And in space, they just grow in a ball.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Successful?
Yeah, I had soybeans and everything.
Oh, yeah? How do you deal with the trash here? Or is there composting? How do you deal with recycling in space?
Composting would be nice, but no, we don't have that as an option. Kind of the rule is you got to eat all your food, because the more leftover food you have, the more you have to worry about the trash and the disposal and the smell and everything. We have these nice rubberized bags, and we don't want smell up here because there's no way to open a window.
Right. That doesn't go over very well.
So you have to pack it up in these bags, and then you tightly seal them. We throw all our trash in the Progress vehicle before it departs, get all our trash loaded up, fill it up, send it away, and it burns up in the atmosphere. They set it up on a trajectory that purposely burns it up so that we get rid of our trash that way.
Why do that on purpose and not just leave it out in space or something like that?
Any space debris can potentially be something that we would hit.
Right.
When you're traveling at 17,500 miles per hour, anything you hit, even if it's very small, can make a hole.
Okay.
So we care very much about the orbital environment and trying to keep it clean around us, because we don't obviously want any holes.
So that covers food and air and trash. Let's talk about energy. I understand you can show me a bit of a mock-up to give us a better idea?
Yeah. This is the model of the International Space Station, and actually on orbit now we have everything complete except one pair of solar arrays. So the solar power that we get from the station is generated from these solar arrays. These solar arrays, not only do they rotate in this axis, they rotate in this axis and in this axis.
So they really zero in for maximum.
For maximum power generation, so we can get every ounce of power that we can.
Okay.
The space station's going around the world every 90 minutes.
Wow.
And so half of that time, approximately, we're in shadow.
Right.
So we have to have batteries in order to maintain that power during that unlighted period of time.
Right.
So what we have batteries that are located out on the truss, on the solar arrays.
Yep.
We generate so much power during the sunlight portion that not only do we provide power to the station, but we're also providing power to the batteries.
Okay.
As you can tell, we had a really good day today and felt really good at the end of our day after it was a long day, a tiring day, but we got a lot of work done and it was a phenomenal day for the space station today.
You spent a lot of time up there. Anything that you miss?
Well, actually, one of the things I missed was green. I loved having the plant experiment because it's one of the really unique ways that we get to see really bright, vibrant greens. And so it was great getting to see plants and to see that vibrant green.
Oh, that's nice.
So in addition to having food for our future long-duration missions, I think we have to have the green to go with that.
Oh, that's nice. Really interesting to me is thinking about how NASA is really looking at things in a cyclical manner. Because it's a closed ecosystem, they're really forced to think about that, and they're going to be doing more and more in the future. It's Graham Hill with my hybrid in Houston, signing off.